A major event has taken place in Shenzhen, and it's terrifying to think about. Economic recession hits Shenyang, mass store closures, plummeting house prices. Bane Capital is preparing a dramatic exit from China's data industry.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
A major event has taken place in Shenzhen, and it's terrifying to think about. In recent days, headlines have been flooded with stories about the India-Pakistan standoff, China-US negotiations. But one terrifying piece of news has quietly slipped under the radar: personal bankruptcy in Shenzhen. Within just a few days, two shocking bankruptcy cases involving massive debt emerged, and they're far from normal. Both personal bankruptcy filings happened in Shenzhen, the first city to pilot the personal bankruptcy system. Bankruptcy itself isn't news, but the size of these debts is jaw-dropping. A retired couple owes 120 million yuan, that's 10,000 times their monthly income. A working woman owes 25.44 million yuan, 5,000 times what she earns. This is not just strange, it defies logic. Both are just regular citizens. How on earth did they end up with debts in the hundreds of millions? No bank risk system would approve this. Something huge is going on in Shenzhen, and it's terrifying. At first, many assumed this was the result of wild high-risk investments. Shenzhen is notorious for its speculation. Homes worth tens of millions, shady leveraged deals, broken capital chains. Add some loan sharking, and compounding interest could easily balloon debts like this. Then came an even scarier theory. A new breed of professional debtor is on the rise. In the past, their game was small scale. They'd find low-income folks or sick patients to act as debt carriers, used for dodgy prepayment scams, gyms, beauty parlors, even barbershops. The debts were a few million, max, with prepaid cards, maybe 10 million tops, but this time it's different. We're talking about tens of millions, even hundreds of millions. This is far beyond small-time trickery. Worse yet, in the past, these fake debtors didn't care about consequences, but now they've found a cleaner exit: personal bankruptcy. Before, getting caught meant jail time. No one dared try bankruptcy to wipe the slate clean. But now, everything has changed. The debts are insanely large, completely beyond personal limits, and they're being pushed through personal bankruptcy courts. It's absurd. This likely isn't even personal debt. It may be corporate debt dumped on individuals. If the companies vanished, the shockwaves would be massive. The scheme is massive. If people inside the system are involved and company debt is being laundered through personal bankruptcy, I don't even want to imagine the scale. This is no longer just about prepaid cards or scamming consumers. Authorities must step in, immediately. Also, let's talk about the personal bankruptcy system. In principle, this pilot program is a step forward, but if it becomes a loophole for speculators and fraudsters to walk away clean, it will destroy its original purpose. We must all pay close attention, and the authorities owe law-abiding citizens an honest answer before it's too late. Economic recession hits Shenyang, mass store closures, plummeting house prices. Recently, a wave of shocking revelations has flooded Chinese social media. Shenyang's economy is in free fall. Domestic demand has dried up, shops are shutting down, joblessness is spreading, and housing prices are in free fall. Once bustling streets are now haunted by despair. Some families, crushed by sky-high mortgages, have been driven to take their own lives. Netizen: this is what physical retail looks like now. Here's our Shenyang Dragon Dream Mall. From the first to the fifth floor, just take a look. Many netizens are exposing the brutal reality. Huge malls across Shenyang, Liaoning province, are virtually deserted. Only a handful of stores are still barely hanging on. Ever since the US-China trade war, China's economy has taken one hit after another. Factories are closing, wages are shrinking, and consumer spending has dried up. The weak domestic demand has turned critical. Among the hardest hit cities is Shenyang, where the economic collapse is described by many as catastrophic. Tobacco industry insider: in this downturn, shop owners are the biggest casualties. No matter how booming your business was, how much profit you made, none of it matters now. The industry has collapsed into chaos. In the end, many can't hold on and are forced to shut down. In former commercial hotspots like Shenyang Zhongjie, Dadong, and Tiexi, the streets are now lined with faded signs and shuttered shops. Industry insiders say the pandemic was only the trigger. What really destroyed these businesses were skyrocketing rents and relentless taxes. Netizen: I'm in the downtown area right now. There are no shoppers, no shopkeepers. I walked all around. I was literally the only person here. This place used to be packed. Let's go upstairs. There are no words to describe how bleak it is. Honestly, can the mall even afford the electricity bill in this state? The market has collapsed. Unemployment is surging. Shenyang's real estate market is in free fall. According to online posts, a 35-year-old couple who once ran a small eatery were forced to shut down after the pandemic and a plunge in spending, but they still had a 3.5 million yuan mortgage. They lost everything overnight and, in despair, jumped from a building. And that wasn't an isolated tragedy. It's a snapshot of what countless Shenyang families are going through. Netizen: I've already defaulted on my mortgage. It's been 3 days. The bank hasn't even called. I'm just waiting for the judicial auction. After they sell it off, I'll still owe another 100 or 200,000. I feel like dead weight. I just want to walk away from it all. Netizen: I just bought this house, 97 square meters. I paid 600,000 as down payment, which was the full price, yet I still owe over 400,000 in loans. It makes no sense. Aging, stagnation, and crippling debt have long haunted northeastern cities like Shenyang. But now, under the combined blow of the pandemic and brutal tariffs, the economy here has crumbled, and people are drowning in despair. Bane Capital is preparing a dramatic exit from China's data industry. The U.S. private equity giant Bane Capital is planning to offload its entire Chindata China business for a whopping $4 billion, about 29 billion yuan. According to a May 12th report by 21st Century Business Review, Bane Capital intends to sell its stake in Chindata Group Holdings Co., Ltd., Chindata, with the expected valuation surpassing $4 billion. Insiders revealed that Bane has already engaged consultants and held preliminary talks with potential buyers for several months. Sources close to Bane Capital confirmed to 21st Century Business Review that the news is largely accurate. Chindata is a powerhouse in Asia-Pacific's emerging markets, providing hyperscale computing infrastructure solutions. Its long-term contracts with ByteDance have kept demand sky-high. When asked for comment, both Bane Capital and Chindata declined to respond to 21st Century Business Review. The report suggested that Bane's decision to sell may be driven by 3 key factors. First, the industry is red-hot. Sell while valuations peak. Second, key clients are looking to diversify. Time to cash out while confidence remains high. Third, regulatory pressure looms. Chindata's massive scale, unique shareholder structure, and Bane's 100% ownership pose serious compliance risks. This might be Bane's last chance to exit at the top. In response, netizen Ryue commented bluntly, "Alas, it looks like American capital is starting to flee."
Miserable situation in Shanghai and Guangzhou. Migrant workers and delivery men sleep under bridges. The economy of first-tier cities such as Shanghai and Guangzhou in China is in recession. Many delivery men and migrant workers cannot afford the rent and are forced to sleep under bridges and on the roadside, which is a desolate sight. Many videos have been circulated on Chinese social platforms showing densely packed tents set up under some bridges in Guangzhou. Because there are fewer and fewer job opportunities, many delivery men and migrant workers from other places have to sleep under bridges to save money. Chinese blogger Brother Biao Outdoor Fishing released a video on May 5th saying, "This is Guangzhou. This is a bridge hole in Guangzhou. This is not a tourist attraction. It is not outdoor. Here are all takeaway delivery guys and workers working outside. Here they don't have to pay rent, electricity, and water bills. They can save a lot of expenses. It's really not easy to support a family." In another video, the blogger introduced, "In Haizhu District, Guangzhou, hundreds of thousands of people are unemployed every day. Hundreds of thousands of people can't find a job. These people are forced to sleep under the bridge. This is Guangzhou, a first-tier city. There are really many people sleeping under the bridge who can understand their sadness and mood." He said that it is really hard to find a job in Guangzhou this year. These workers are wrong to save some money for their families. He also revealed that due to the bad environment, many companies in Guangzhou have closed down. Some company bosses have lost their fortunes and become homeless, and are also forced to sleep under the bridge. This has become their new home. A delivery man in Guangzhou posted a video saying that when he got home from getting off work at night, he returned to the bridge tunnel where he usually slept, only to find that his bed was occupied by a strange woman. He said helplessly, "Today I was 10 minutes late and there was no place to sleep." The video shows that the bridge tunnel is full of delivery motorcycles, and a large number of delivery men are sleeping on the ground. There are also videos showing that many young people who can't find jobs are sleeping on the streets and roadsides in Guangzhou, including young girls. Not only in Guangzhou, but also in Shanghai, there are many delivery men and workers sleeping under bridges. A delivery man posted a video on the Douyin account, Zhong Shiguan, saying, "I deliver food and do odd jobs in Shanghai. I live under a bridge and don't rent a house. I can save tens of thousands of yuan a year." He said, "Although living under a bridge is a bit hard, I feel happy when I think about saving tens of thousands of yuan a year." In another video, he introduced, "I deliver food and do odd jobs in Shanghai. Now, I can't make much money from delivering food and I mainly do odd jobs. Now I don't rent a house and sleep under the bridge. There are all kinds of talents here, including delivery boys, odd job workers, college students, weak current masters, strong current masters, and truck drivers. I don't have a car loan or a mortgage. I earn money and spend it alone." In the comment area of these videos, many mainland netizens left messages asking about the location of the bridge and wanted to live there in tents. "I want to go wherever it is." Some netizens lamented that this is the living status of the bottom people in China. Some netizens who have slept under bridges revealed, "It's okay in the summer, but I'm frozen like an ostrich in the winter." Some netizens are worried about China's economic prospects. Such situations are everywhere in China's big cities. It's sad. Time bomb is at hand. China's economy is deteriorating and spreading on multiple levels. While claiming to grow 5% to the outside world, China's economy is showing signs of continued deterioration on multiple levels. Recently, many foreign media and research institutions pointed out that as the economic difficulties intensified, 3 ways were adopted to cover up the truth of the data. First, no longer releasing key data, such as the youth unemployment rate, private fixed asset investment, monetary policy details, etc. Second, changing the definition of data, such as the sudden relaxation of the narrow money M1 caliber, so that its year-on-year growth rate turned from negative to positive. Third, directly manipulating the database, such as by lowering last year's consumption data to create the illusion of a consumption recovery this year. There are many doubts behind the 5% growth rate. The Statistics Department announced that GDP growth in 2024 will be 5%, but from the perspective of multiple economic indicators, there is almost no basis to support this number. CPI only increased by 0.2% throughout the year, while PPI fell by 2.2%, indicating that deflationary pressure continues. Declining fiscal revenue, sluggish investment, and high unemployment are all inconsistent with growth. Consumption in Shanghai and Beijing declined in the first quarter of this year, but the contradictory phenomenon of national consumption increased by 4.6% appeared in the official data. If the economy really grows by 5%, it will inevitably be accompanied by rising taxes, active investment, and improved employment. But these signals do not exist at present. The unemployment wave and the local fiscal crisis are superimposed. Although the official urban unemployment rate is 5.2%, the youth unemployment rate is as high as 16.5%. Many institutions believe that the actual situation may be more severe. Nomura expects 5.7 million people to be unemployed in the short term and more than 15.8 million in the long term. The total debt of local governments may exceed 100% of GDP, and the fiscal payment capacity is declining rapidly. Exports are blocked, especially exports to the United States are subject to high tariffs, and indirect export routes are also blocked. The decline of the manufacturing industry and the rise of social unrest. Manufacturing companies in many places have been exposed to frequent layoffs and workers' protests. According to data from the U.S. Freedom House, strikes in the third quarter of 2024 increased by 27% compared with the previous year, accompanied by wage disputes and social conflicts. External observation. China may be entering a long-term recession. The correspondent of the Swiss newspaper Neue Zürcher Zeitung in China pointed out that China, as the engine of the world factory, has shown signs of fatigue, and the southern industrial areas are empty. Observers believe that this shows signs of a long-term recession. Zhao Xiao commented, "Behind the silence of the numbers is the roar of facts. Surface growth cannot cover up the deep recession. If we do not face up to the problems, there will be no real reform and recovery."
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.